Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Stratagoy video. Today, this will be just me, Ryan, here, presenting my quick thoughts on the GW community website, the Warhammer community website update that we have for the upcoming Tzeentch Battle Tome. Seeing as Jonas did a kind of rough and ready video yesterday, I figured, well, how much more Tzeentchy could we be than to, even without asking Jonas first, if we could possibly just squeeze in a similar thing for the opponent army, if you will, from the recent FOMO box and of course the upcoming Battle Tome releases that we're assuming will be coming out the same weekend. That said, we have no idea when these are coming out, but all reasonable guesses would point to this Sunday. They'll be reporting that it'll be on pre-order the following Saturday, and then of course will be coming out the Saturday after that. But anyway, seeing as I am kind of Jonas's dark evil magic complementary twin here in our little friend group with my Tzeentch stuff and how much I've been playing Tzeentch lately, and considering how much I do plan on covering Tzeentch stuff in the upcoming Battle Tome release, I just figured this would be a great time to kick this off with some Chaos stuff on this channel, since we've been all order up to this point. That said, I will go ahead and throw out a caveat that I'm not that big of a fan of throwing out conjecture as to what's going to happen with the units in the new book and the battle traits in the coming book. So take this with a grain of salt, my analysis of this Warhammer community article. But I'll try to speak to it as best I can with what we can see here, and just to generate a little buzz on the channel with the heralding of the upcoming Battle Tomes. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get started. So here we have the GW community article here, which is entitled "Wield the Power of the Silver Towers with the New Battle Tome Disciples of Tzeentch." Now, as you'll see, this feature will be largely focusing on what's going on with the Silver Tower lore, which of course is the home to each of the 9 Gaunt Summoners that exist in the world. So as we scroll down here, we can see that there's a new battle trait called Arcane Armies. And I'll go ahead and read it out so we can talk about it together. In the first battle round, after the players have received their starting command points, but before the start of the first turn, you can pick one friendly Disciples of Tzeentch wizard on the battlefield. That wizard can automatically cast a spell that they know that summons a Burning Sigil of Tzeentch, Tome of Eyes, or Demonic Simulacrum endless spell. Do not make a casting roll. That spell cannot be unbound and cannot be dispelled in the first battle round. Set up the endless spell as described in the effect for that spell. Personally, I love this ability, and I wish they would do something similar to this with the other armies in the game, because a lot of times the faction-specific endless spells just don't see that much use. And yes, you're probably still going to have to pay for this endless spell in your points, but knowing you get it kind of out for free is pretty neat. And all it requires is that you have a Disciples of Tzeentch wizard on the battlefield, which is would have been necessary to cast it anyway. So this is assuming that the coalition units won't get those keywords. But more on that later with coalition units from this preview. But this is pretty awesome. You're definitely bringing a wizard. Why wouldn't you? Even though, as far as we know, no units are wizards anymore. There aren't any wizard units with the changes to Pinks a while ago and to Chiric Acolytes recently in the FOMO box. But we don't know, of course, what the rules are going to be for these 3, but none of them are bad as is right now. They just weren't auto includes. So I'm actually pretty enthusiastic about this one. I think it's very flavorful, and the fact that it's encouraging to use the endless spells you probably already own is pretty neat. So that's not specifically Gaunt Summoner oriented, but let's find one that is. So here's a new ability, and so it's entitled Lords of the Silver Towers. This is on the Gaunt Summoner War Scroll itself. Once per battle, at the end of a phase, you can pick one enemy hero that is within 9 inches of this unit and that made an attack that targeted this unit in that phase, or caused any mortal wounds to this unit with an ability or spell in that phase, even if the wounds or mortal wounds were negated. If you do so, roll 2d6. If the roll is greater than the wounds characteristic of that hero is removed from play. Designer's note, the hero cannot be returned if you are allowed to bring back slain models. The model has not been slain. So, let's think this through. It doesn't have to be wholly within 9, so it can be further than that range, but it still has to be pretty close. It has to be an enemy hero. It has to be one that made an attack of some sort, and that can be shooting or melee, but also could be, as they say here, an ability or spell. So basically any aggressive action, with probably very few exceptions, is eligible for this. It's once per battle, it's at the end of any given phase, could be in the enemy's turn as well, and then you roll 2d6, so it's not guaranteed. You have to roll greater than the wounds characteristic, not greater than or equal to, which means the average hero, the minimum wounds characteristic you'll see is 5, so rolling a 5 up on 2d6 not hard, but as soon as you get into the bigger hero stuff, this isn't going to do anything, and that means obviously if they have 12 wounds or more, it's not even possible to roll higher than. But it is an auto slay, and it's not slain as they go into details here, so you can't bring them back in that sense. I wonder if the wording on certain battle tactics or whatever that exist in the game that say if a model is slain, how many of those this is going to be not eligible for, since it's just removed from play. But pretty cool, and it's a kind of like deterrent to attacking. That said, previously Lords of Change have not been that hard to take out in one go, and of course what this implies is that the Lord of Change needs to still be next to it to be able to use it. Still needs to live in order to be able to use this ability. So I could see it kind of going either way, but still kind of cool, and it's flavorful. We'll have to see how much that actually comes into play. Alright, moving on. Also talking about Gaunt Summoners, this seems to also be one of their War Scroll traits, Silvered Portal. After you have deployed this unit, so the Gaunt Summoner, when you would set up another friendly Tzeentch unit that is not a monster, you can say that it is in this Gaunt Summoner's Silver Tower as a reserve unit. Up to 2 units can be set up in reserve in this way. At the end of any of your movement phases, you can set up 1 or more of these units on the battlefield wholly within 9 inches of this unit and more than 9 inches from all enemy units. At the start of the 4th battle round, reserve units that are still in the Silver Tower are destroyed. So a few things here. 1, important to note, and this has been true of Tzeentch to this day with the Coalition changes that came in 3rd edition. This says Tzeentch unit. It does not say friendly Tzeentch unit. It does not say, as we saw up here, Disciples of Tzeentch unit. The point being, Disciples of Tzeentch is going to be keyworded to all of the units that come in the Disciples of Tzeentch battle tome. And Tzeentch just means it has the Tzeentch keyword, which includes your Beasts of Chaos and Slaves of Darkness Coalition units, unless something changes with that rule. Of course, this is not including monsters. Also worth pointing out here is that the Deep Strike here is not for the Gaunt Summoner themselves. Now, I wonder, if you did the Silver Tower, if you put a Gaunt Summoner in another Gaunt Summoner's Silver Tower, could you then... Obviously, one of them wouldn't be able to use this... Well, I don't know if that's true, because does it count as deployed? I think putting something in reserve counts as... I don't know. That's an interesting FAQ question already. Maybe they'll make it more clear later on. That's a weird niche case, but I wonder if you could then bring 4 units and have one of the Gaunt Summoners Deep Strike or not. Interesting. Also, this is the better kind of Deep Strike in the sense that it's anywhere on the battlefield, but of course within range of the Gaunt Summoner. Now, people that have been keeping track might say, well, Ryan, Gaunt Summoners in Disciples of Tzeentch have always been those that are on foot, and the Slaves to Darkness version has been the one on disc. But if you're keeping up with the recent changes to the pitch battle profiles, the Gaunt Summoner on disc has been added to the Disciples of Tzeentch actual pitch battle profile. So you don't need to take it as a coalition unit, or I guess even in 3rd edition that fell off because it had the ever-chosen keyword. So instead, you can, they've been included in the pitch battle profiles and now counts as your army. So that means with a 16-inch, most likely, speed, you're going to be able to fly this guy around and easily summon someone that's in a nice, safe area as compared to the 5-inch movement that we typically saw with the on foot version. So pretty cool. And bringing 2 units with you. Plus, if this might be replacing the Gaunt Summoners' ability to summon a unit of 5 pinks, who knows? But we'll see. Again, I don't like to think too thoroughly through all this stuff, not knowing what the other changes to the battle, the War Scroll will be, but we'll see. And I think our last rule here isn't actually Silver Tower related at all, other than, well, Lords of Change are a big part of the army. So this is replacing the Beacon of Sorcery rule that has previously been on the Lord of Change, which was a command ability that you used in your hero phase to give 1 to casting rolls and unbinding rolls. This is the previous version for all Tzeentch wizards, demon wizards wholly within 18 inches of this unit. That's what it used to do, and obviously cost you a CP. Now it's adding 1 to interesting. This is not a CP usage, so of course it doesn't have a deadline, so it's all the time, and that means so it doesn't have to say until your next hero phase, like the old rule did. And it's including dispelling rolls, which of course is more of a 3rd edition update. Usually when you get pluses to casting and unbinding, dispelling comes along for the endless spells, so that's nice. And it's auto for all Tzeentch wizards, again, not keyworded to Disciples of Tzeentch, so your Slaves to Darkness units you bring that can get the Tzeentch keyword, and your Beasts of Chaos units that can take the Tzeentch keyword are going to benefit from this. In addition, the unit knows all the spells from the Lore of Change. Now, we don't know if the Lore of Change is going to be, if the lores for the army are going to still be 6 spells on either side, from the mortal side and from the demon side, but it's safe enough to say we know that every Lord of Change is going to know 6 spells. And this is great for me, because if Guild of Summoners remains, that means I don't even have to choose 2 spells every time I bring a Lord of Change in. They just know all of them by default, which of course is even better. So I'm looking forward to this. I find these updates actually pretty cool. They're flavorful. I don't care what falls off just yet. I'm not going to worry about that kind of thing. It's not really my the way I think about these things. You can conjecture all you like, but at the end of the day, Tzeentch changes what Tzeentch wants to change, and it's all in the plan. So I'm pretty happy with these updates. I don't know what else we'll be getting, but this is a good sign for things to come, and they might even be better than the Lumineth updates. I don't know. Jonas and I will have to discuss that thoroughly, but rest assured that we will be covering all of the things that come out for both Lumineth and Tzeentch in the upcoming weeks, so stay tuned for that. And there we have it. Thanks again for watching another one of our Stratagoy videos, and until we get some more content out for an upcoming battle report that I had, it wasn't a battle report, I guess tournament report, or more Lumineth content, more Tzeentch content, feel free to subscribe, like, share, do all the normal things that we do, and join the conversation in the comments section. I love responding to anything you guys feel like touching base on, as well as in the Discord, where that's more Jonas's domain. But in the meantime, thank you so much for everything, guys, and we'll catch you on the next video. Ryan out.